Hi everyone. This video is a book review about a book that I have had in my collection for a few years, but this is the very first time that I am doing a book review on it. And the title of this book is Papa Jim's Herbal Magic Workbook: How to Use Herbs for Magical Purposes, an A through Z Guide. Now, I have, as I stated, have had this book for a few years. I honestly can't remember where I bought it from. I don't know if I bought it online. I don't know if I bought it at a store. I just know I was trying to collect, at one point in time, a lot of books about herbs, especially herbs related to metaphysics. So that's how I ended up with this one. This book is pretty informative, even though it's rather short. It's literally under 112 pages, but it's chock full of information, and it also gives a brief overview about the use of herbalism and magic as well. So, before I get into the book review, I wanted to share with you a little bit about the author, and also I wanted to show you some of the herbs that I'm going to be going over. Instead of going through the book and selecting the herbs, I decided that I'm going to go through this container that has all of the herbs that I have in my kitchen, and we're going to go through it and see what the magical uses of these herbs will be according to this book. So, Papa Jim, it says, Papa Jim is a very famous healer and root doctor. He brings you this compilation of remedies and potions from all over the world. Share the secret recipes that have mystically solved the problems of Papa Jim's many devotees. Learn how to unleash the magical powers of herbs. Follow easy instructions on how to make herbal baths, mojo bags, sprinkling powders, incenses, and tea. For love, luck, sex, money drawing, gambling, protection, hex breaking, and jinx removing, and much more. Also includes English to Spanish / Spanish to English translation for over 150 herbs. Now, I think Papa Jim is, maybe it might be a pen name. When I looked up online the name of the author, it mentioned some man named James Sisyphus. Let me see. James E. Sisyphus. But I could not find any picture of this man. I couldn't find any bio of this James E. Sisyphus. I'm wondering if that's even a real name. On the front of the cover is a man. He looks like a root worker. I thought it was Papa Legba, but I don't think he has all of the symbols or clothing of Papa Legba, so I guess this is just a character that he made up. I don't know if this is supposed to be a portrait of the author or if the author is even a black person. I don't know. But I do know that it was a very informative book and it was easy to read through. So we're going to start off with the beginning. This book was printed in 2001. And the first section talks about the use of herbs and magic. So it says, long before the days of science, man was at a loss to explain the things of the earth. With no actual knowledge to guide them, men were turned or forced to turn to mythical explanations of the various elements. To them the sun was a flowery chariot. Thunder was the angry wrath of a certain god. Likewise, the existence of various herbs, roots, shrubs, and flowers were explained as the result of the activities of the various gods and goddesses. And you'll see a lot of this, especially in creation stories for different cultures. Like one creation story will be like, the world was formed on the back of a turtle, and you'll sometimes see similar stories, sometimes different stories. So I think the same, goes with herbs. As man grew in mental stature, other herbs and roots were discovered to have certain healing or medicinal values. Still later, men began to ascribe powers to the herbs and roots, which were believed to be in direct proportion to their likeness to the various parts of the human body. So I guess what he means there is like sometimes the herb will literally look like that physical body part. So for example, mandrake root. That's used for like domination spells and love spells because it's shaped like a human being. There's even like some herbs that are shaped like phallic symbols or the shape of a vagina or something. So that's what those are used for as well. Sometimes the herb will have a certain color, so they'll associate it with a certain chakra. In nature, usually the herb will show you sometimes physically what it can do, especially based off of its color. And over the course of time, some people figured it out either by testing it out or by watching animals eat the herb and see what reaction the animal had to the herb. This practice was known as the doctrine of signatures. The practice was widely followed during medieval times. Many of the discoveries made then are still in use today, not because of the resemblance of the herb to a part of the human body, but because the herb men, quite by accident, found some rather valuable remedies. There's also debate on that. Did they find it through trial and error? I met some people that feel like humans didn't learn this through trial and error. They learned it from another entity or something. Like some people I've talked to believe that humans learned the properties of herbs through extraterrestrials, but I don't know because I wasn't there. Because of the earlier associations of herbs, roots, and flowers with religious practices, the use of them for practical purpose was needlessly retarded. Men considered it a sacrilege to put these plants to work for them as cures for their ills. Many plants could not be touched except by those delegated to handle them. Those who have studied the history of herbs maintain that it is in reality a history of mankind. And then he goes and talks about herbs and different belief systems all over the world, herbs and black magic. Flowers were generally associated with sunshine and fairies. The cowslip was said to be the key to heaven. It is impossible to give a complete list of all the herbs, roots, flowers, shrubs, and trees which have held an important place in the lives of men through the centuries. To do so will require many volumes. Instead, we will note those which are considered the most important and which were generally used. So after he explains the history of these herbs, he talks about methods that you can use the herbs for. So you can use an infusion, you can use a decoction. An infusion is where you're pouring the boiling water over the leaves, and then the decoction is essentially you're using the roots, barks, and stems, or the hard parts of the plant. You can do an herbal bath. You can burn the herbs as incense. There's so many things you can do with the herbs. You can even like make it into a poultice. You can put it in an oil. After he does this description of how to prepare the herbs, he has a page that has it's called Magical Utilities, and he divides by subject the herbs. So for business, you can use these herbs. For unhexing and jinx removing, you can use these herbs. So if you're in a rush and you just want to get straight to a certain herb, you can go to this page instead of going page after page trying to find what you're looking for. Throughout the book, there's illustrations of the herbs, and what's also interesting is there's also some symbols, some drawings. This actually looks like the Pennsylvania Dutch hexes. Well, that's what that looks like to me. but most of the pictures are of herbs or of something related to wealth. Like this one is a person with some money. You got this one, which is like uncrossing. So let me get to my basket and we will see what herbs are in this book that I already have. Some of the herbs that I have in here are not in this book. I'm going to take this spoon and I'm going to scoop it out in the spoon to show you the herb. So white oak bark. Is white oak bark in here? Nope. So white oak bark, okay. Oak. The most royal of all trees. Burn oak and mistletoe together to remove spirits or ghosts from the house or business. Also good when mixed with love spells. White oak bark is also used for strengthening the bones, for tightening the gums. It's really nice for hair. It helps you if you have pyorrhea. Can use it for hair growth and other skin issues as well. Pennyroyal is not in here. Pennyroyal, if you take the actual oil, which I advise you not to do that because you could possibly die, but in the past, women have used pennyroyal to terminate pregnancies, or at least the pennyroyal oil. But if you're pregnant and you want to like keep your baby, like don't drink anything with pennyroyal. It has a little minty type of taste, and I hate mint, but I still have it. Let's see, Lady's Mantle. I don't think Lady's Slipper is the same, but Lady's Mantle is good if you have issues with your cycle. It helps regulate your cycle. Raspberry. Let us see. Raspberry, raspberry. Raspberry. This is a personal feminine herb which should only be used by real, calm, cool ladies. Add 4 ounces of leaves to 1 gallon of water. Let it sit for 3 days. Use to bring peace and harmony to your marriage. Bathe in it daily. Your man will not want to wander. So you can also use raspberry leaf during pregnancy. I just don't know which trimester. If you have issues with your menstrual cycle or PCOS, this will really help. Raspberry is also blood cleansing. You can use it topically on the skin as well if you want to cleanse your skin. So this is what this looks like, the dried form of it. Raspberry leaf. I had somebody that I told to drink raspberry leaf, and their cycle has regulated itself now, which is pretty good. Comfrey Root. Comfrey Root. To make a business trip profitable, brew comfrey into a tea and sprinkle it on your luggage before departure. Good for mojo and good luck bags. Rub some on your money to help you hold on to it. Now, I've only heard of comfrey root being used for healing broken bones faster. It helps, it's called knit bone. That's one of its nicknames. And you can use this for fractures, and you can use this for healing your teeth, but they also say don't take too much. It can damage the liver. What I think is interesting with some of these herbs is that a lot of the herbs that are used for banishing or getting rid of evil spirits are also used for getting rid of parasites. Isn't that something? Lavender. Mix with rose petals and orange flowers for a love drawing, relaxation, and tranquility bath. In a red pouch, carry the following: lavender, 2 tonka beans, a vanilla bean, rosebuds, vervain, and couch grass. Concentrate on what you want as you mix these, then add a little attraction powder. To attract luck with finance, place this herb in a green pouch. Add a penny, a nickel, a quarter, and a dollar bill. Carry it with you and the money will multiply. Also, if you are having trouble sleeping or having anxiety, lavender is a good herb that you can use. Lavender soap is one of my favorite soaps. It smells so good. You see? It smells so good. But if you have trouble sleeping, I would advise you to drink some lavender tea before you go to bed. Lobelia? Nope. Lobelia is not in here. Is fenugreek in here? Fenugreek. Add the seeds to your mop water to help bring money into the home. Carry the seeds in your purse to help attract riches. So fenugreek has started gaining in popularity again, and people have been using it for their hair. But I've said in other videos, the first time I ever heard of fenugreek being used for anything was for increasing breast milk production and also for enlarging the breasts, because courtesans used to take it. So this is the fenugreek seeds. They also say if you drink it enough, you'll start smelling like honey. I mean, not honey, syrup. Hibiscus. Hibiscus can be used with love incense or carried for love drawing. Carry a red bag with the picture of the person you want. Hibiscus is a very tasty tea, or so I've been told. You can also use it as a hair rinse. People have used it for blood cleansing. They've used it for cholesterol and blood pressure and I guess like blood sugar. So this is hibiscus. It smells so sweet. It would make a very good tea for like a cold iced tea as well. It also helps with your menstrual cycle if you're a girl, helping with balancing your hormones. It can also help clear your skin because it's a blood cleansing herb. Skullcap. Okay, there's no skullcap, but one thing I can say about skullcap is it makes me very sleepy and sometimes it gives me nightmares. So we're going to skip over that. Borage. Borage. When you want peace in the home, make this herb into a tea and sprinkle it around the house. Carry this herb with you to increase courage and confidence in any situation. It is also said to enhance perceptive abilities. I know there's been some herbal books that advise women in the last few weeks of a pregnancy to start taking borage because it helps to increase cervical ripening. It's also high in gamma-linolenic acid, which helps with moisture in your skin. So if you have mature skin, you can use borage seed oil on your skin to increase its moisture. Lemongrass. Are you in here too? No? Oh wait, yes you are. Lemongrass. For a potentially wild sexual encounter, make an infusion of lemongrass and rub on your private parts before going out. I'm sorry. No, this reminds me of the time that I was drinking some lemon water. One time, I hadn't eaten anything. I had just drank drink lemon water, and it was very hot outside. So as I was walking, I felt so clean. And somebody from across the street, I guess they could smell me, and they screamed, "You smell so fresh!" But I did. Like, it was literally coming out through my pores. I smelled like lemon. So this makes a lot of sense why you would rub it down there, especially if you have like irritation and different things, or especially if it's lemon balm. But this is lemongrass. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so lemony. This is what it looks like. So if you don't want to put it, you know, on your special spot, you can just drink some lemongrass and go outside. Just drink like the sweet fragrant herbs, and over the course of time, I think they will come out through your pores. But that's just me personally. Next, Life Everlasting. This is a potent charm against diseases and even minor illnesses, said to prolong life when brewed as a tea and sipped with meals. Now, I don't know which Life Everlasting they're speaking about, because there are many herbs called Life Everlasting, but the one that I have with me is Helichrysum, and Helichrysum is also known as Immortelle. It's a very beautiful flower. It's yellow. You can use it for your skin. You can use it just to drink every day. It's just a very sweet tasting flower. I love. This one is from Croatia. This Life Everlasting flower. Holy Basil. Let's see if is it basil? Basil leaf? Basil. There's two. There's basil and there's basil leaves. So I'm going to read both of them in this book. Basil. To enhance your love life, sprinkle on your lover's food. Okay. I need to get a lover and sprinkle it on his food. Sprinkle basil in the bath for a new refreshing love to come into your life, or to wash an old love out of your life. No evil can stay where basil is placed. If you suspect there is an evil presence in your home or business, spread basil on the floor throughout the premises. In a red flannel pouch, mix this herb with rosebuds, lavender flowers, and couch grass. Tie the pouch tightly and wear on a string around your neck to mend a broken heart and attract a new lover. Dry and crush basil leaves, then cook into your food for luck and success. Dry and crush the basil leaves. It is said that if you cook basil into a woman's food, it will increase fertility. Carry in a red conjure bag around your neck for protection. Now, I can see why they would say that, because basil is a very healing herb. It helps to cleanse the blood. It helps you calm down. It helps you to relax. I don't think it helps with memory. Maybe I'm confusing that with rosemary. I've read somewhere that it can darken your hair over the course of time or help with the hair growth. It's also associated with the goddess Lakshmi. Or it's one of the herbs, I think, that are associated with her. It's associated with wealth and prosperity. She's also associated with turmeric. But the goddess Lakshmi is over like wealth and abundance. In Sanskrit, I believe basil is called Tulsi. So if you ever see a tea and a box says Tulsi, that's basil. There's 3 types of basil that I've come across, and they go by different names. So this holy basil is Vana. There's Vana. There's Krishna, and there's Krishna and Rama. I know Rama is like a god of healing. There's purple basil. I used to grow basil in my room. I loved it. It's one of my favorite plants, and I would just eat the basil. I couldn't stop eating it. It was so tasty, and I loved smelling it because it calmed me down. So be sure to add basil to your collection of herbs if you can. Why is it so dark? What is this? What is this? Hold up. Okay, I think I know what this is. I think this is Mullen. Where's my spoon? Spoon! Hold up. Oh my god. How did I lose a spoon in my bed? I literally was just right here. This is a hot mess. Wow, Kiara. You literally lost a spoon in your entire bed. Okay, we'll just go get another spoon. Hold on, I got to pause. Okay. Mullen. This is Mullen. Mullen. A tea made from these flowers will help you sleep and reduce minor aches and pains. Stuff mullein in your pillow to prevent nightmares. Very powerful when used as an incense in black magic spells. You can use this herb to substitute for candles in an emergency situation. If someone lacks courage, bathe them in this for 5 days. Mix with graveyard dust to make it more powerful. Now, mullein can also be used to expel mucus from the lungs. Some people have used mullein in smoking blends. I've never smoked anything, so I would just drink it as a tea. But if you do smoke, like, I guess you could mix mullein in there, just with your own caution. Very bitter, but very, very strong. Marshmallow. Now, I don't think they mention which part of the marshmallow in here. It just says marshmallow herb. Brew into a tea and add to your bath water. Protects against all harm, especially good for protecting little children. Now, marshmallow root, I know the late Dr. Christopher had used marshmallow root to help with curing gangrene because it's one of those astringent herbs. It smells pretty nice. You can use this for skin issues as well. In fact, I told a customer to dip her finger in some marshmallow root because she was about to have surgery or something on her finger. And she didn't have to have the surgery because it healed on its own. Shave grass and horsetail are the same thing. Hold up. Shave grass and horsetail are the same thing. So if you see shave grass and you see horsetail, same thing. Different names. So let's see. Horsetail. Horsetail. Keep under an infant's crib or bed for protection against harm, evil, and the evil eye. Horsetail is very high in silica. You can use it for your teeth, your nails, your hair. A lot of people have used it for their hair to thicken their hair and grow it. When I was taking it consistently, my nails were growing out of control. I need to start taking it again because my nails haven't really been growing. I haven't been taking my herbs as I used to. But it was growing my eyelashes. It was growing my hair. It was growing my nails. I was just like, God, I was losing control of everything. I was getting scratches because my nails were so long and hard. Black walnut. So I don't know if it's like walnut leaf in here or walnut hole. This one right here I have is a black walnut hole, but it only has walnut leaves, so we're going to skip that. But you can use black walnut hole for parasites. If you're pregnant, you don't want it because it can be like an abortive fashion. Gravel root. Said to help those seeking employment, bathe in this tea before going to look for a job. Carry in a red flannel bag when going on your interview. I only got gravel root because I was trying to make Dr. Christopher's bone, flesh, and cartilage, and that was one of the herbs that was in there. What is going on? What is this? No, this is what it looked like. Gravel root. Rosemary. Very good for cleansing baths. Add with other herbs such as ruta, basil, and lavender. Make into a tea and use daily for cleansing and protection. Anytime you do a hexing or jinxing spell, wash your hands afterwards with rosemary. Known to help preserve a youthful look, mix 1 pound of rosemary to 2 gallons of water and leave it to sit for 3 days. Keep it cool. Wash your face with this mixture morning and night. Rosemary is powerful in warding off evil. Keep some in your home or in a jar or in cotton bags. It can also be burnt on charcoal to dispel evil from your home. To assure faithfulness, keep rosemary near your bed. Sew into your pillow to ward off nightmares. Hang over your doors and windowsills to keep evil spirits from entering your... And then it just stops, I guess, your home. But rosemary is a very powerful herb. When he talks about it preserves the youthful looks, it reminds me of that story I've told you before of one of the queens of Hungary. And her alchemist made her the Queen of Hungary water, which may have had rosemary in it, and it preserved her youthful skin. You can use rosemary to grow your hair. You can use it to darken your hair as well. If you use it as a hair rinse, you can use it for memory. I like to season my food with the rosemary. I think it's pretty tasty. Shakespeare mentioned it in, I don't know if it was Macbeth or Hamlet. As rosemary for remembrance. You know, just to keep with your memory. I also use it in love spells too. Okay, I need to stop eating this. It's so tasty. Lemon balm. It doesn't have lemon balm in here. But I love me some lemon balm. It's one of my favorite teas in the whole freaking world. I'm going to show it to you anyway because I love lemon balm. Lemon balm is one of my very, very favorite teas. It tastes lemony, kind of. It helps with the skin. It helps with the hair. It helps you to sleep and calm down. Did I already do white oak bark? Okay, I already did white oak bark. I have red clover, but this is old, so I had to get rid of it. But I'll show it to you anyway, even though it's old. And in this book, they have it under clover, red. Keep away evil by adding an infusion of the plant to your water. That's red clover. But red clover is also used for like regulating your cycle, cleansing the blood, cleansing the skin of like acne and pimples, because you know it's a blood cleanser. You can also use it if you have abnormal growths like in your body. You can shrink the growths by drinking the red clover. Dong Quai. I don't think Dong Quai is in here, but I do know that it sometimes goes by Angelica. So I'm going to read Angelica, but I don't know if it's the same one. But this is Dong Quai, Chinese Angelica, called Women's Ginseng. Angelica. Sprinkle in the four corners of your house, at the entryways and on the window panes to ward off evil. Add to your bath to remove any hexes or curses that have been placed on you. It is said that smoking Angelica leaves can bring visions of the future. Brew Angelica into a tea and drink for relief of indigestion or to help cure a cold. Oh, there's a nice spoon lint. It's right here. This is some old calendula, and I guess I'll have to get rid of that one too. But let's see. This is calendula, also known as marigold, even though he has it in two different places in here. So for calendula, he has to protect against nightmares and make certain all dreams come true, sprinkle dried bits of this flower under your bed. And then for marigold, he has put 4 ounces of marigold under your pillow before going to bed to help you have prophetic dreams. Add to your bath water to gain the respect of others and have greater influence on all in your presence. Perfect in business situations. The morning that you go to court, add marigolds to your bath water to be thought of favorably. Also carry the herb in your pocket when you are in court. Calendula, I've also known to be used in a lot of skin soothing creams. And if you have blonde hair, it helps preserve the blondness of your hair and highlight the blonde in your hair. Yarrow flower. Hold up. Yarrow. This one is a sweet tasting flower too. Very wise old plant. Yarrow. To overcome anxiety in any situation, write your concerns on a piece of paper and put it inside a yellow flannel bag with some yarrow. Carry the bag with you to overcome your fears. And yarrow is also a blood cleanser. You can also use it as a hair rinse to darken your hair. Like if you have gray hair over the course of time, I don't know if it's permanently gray already or if you have to catch it early. But according to the late Dr. Christopher, if you use a hair rinse of yarrow for a couple of months, your hair will turn back to its original color. That's what he said. That's not what I said. But you know what? I believe him. He was a very brilliant man. Olive? I have olive leaf? What? Well, it's not in here, so. But olive is good. It's a base for many, many oils. Is this Kascar Sagada? Oh. He also mentioned Kascar Sagada in here. Okay. That's what it looks like. Some other herbs he mentioned are like bladderwrack and kelp. What's Kascar Sagada? I can't remember what it's used for physically. I think it's used for blood cleansing, and it may be used for like stamina, but don't quote me on that. Kascar Sagada. Make an infusion of this herb and sprinkle around your house before going to court to receive a favorable verdict. To have a judge look upon your evidence favorably, place this herb along with success powder in the briefcase containing your court papers. To help win court cases, brew into a potent tea and sprinkle around the courtroom. Is turmeric in there? Is it? Is it in there? Okay, I'm having too much fun. Is turmeric in here though, for real? Nope. I also have wormwood. And wormwood says, hang in a white flannel bag on your rear view mirror of your car to help prevent accidents. Burn in your home to remove any hexes or curses. Wormwood is burnt as an incense to call upon the spiritual guides for assistance. Burn to bring spirits of the dead back and to cast hexes on those you wish to harm. Now, wormwood, as like ingested, is a parasite cleanse. You're going to find it in a lot of parasite cleanses. You don't want to take it if you're pregnant because it's also an abortifacient herb. So these are all of the herbs I have in the loose herb. I actually have more herbs, but they're in a powder, and I didn't feel like going through all of that. So as I read the next section, I'm actually going to be scooping some herbs into this little bag. Oops. Hold on. I got these little 100 tea filters. So I can scoop the herb and fold it. Anyway, so the next section, after he goes through all of that, he has a section called Magical Herbal Recipes. And it gives a list of how to make these herbs, how to blend them, what to use them for. So let's read the first one, which is an all-purpose 13-herb bath. This is the very best of all herbal baths to use. It is an all-purpose bath made up of 13 herbs. All-purpose mixtures are made of potent combinations of ingredients and are useful for almost any application, be it love, money, luck, protection, health. So the ingredients are earth smoke, eucalyptus, fennel seed, flaxseed, garlic, hibiscus, hyssop, jasmine, Irish moss, mace. Is it mace or is it like maca? I don't know. Mistletoe, orange flower, and patchouli. Place equal parts of the ingredients listed above in a bowl. Then pour into a stocking as described on page 4. Allow the stocking filled with herbs to soak in your tub of warm water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Before removing, squeeze the stocking several times to release the natural essences of the herbs, then swish it around the tub. The mixture above can be used dry as an incense. It can be made into a powder to sprinkle around your home or business, or it can be added to water and used as a floor wash. Or you could just, add it to a tea bag, or you could just make a pot of tea and pour the tea into the bath, like if you don't want to use a stocking. I think it's interesting that he has hyssop because it says, I want to say in Psalm 51, it's like, purge me with hyssop and I will be clean. So it's a very cleansing bath. Road opener bath. This bath should be used by an individual to open up the roads to opportunity and success. The ingredients: allspice, cinnamon, clover, bay, sage, Colonia 1800, which I don't know what that is, holy water, and a white candle. Prepare the herbs as described earlier. Store your mixture in a jar for additional baths. Add Colonia 1800 and holy water to your bath. And it's Kolonia and then space 1800, like 1800. Bathe for 15 to 20 minutes. Light the white candle before you climb into the tub. Start this bath on a Monday and repeat for 3 consecutive days. So cinnamon represents like money, love, just all of that. Bay leaf represents victory. It also represents money as well. Sage is used for protection, for banishing evil spirits, all of that. So I think that's a pretty powerful bath. Wealth drawing bag. So this is a bag that you can make. In a green pouch, mix the following ingredients: 1 orris root, nutmeg, sage, 2 or 3 cloves, 2 tonka beans, alfalfa, and chamomile. Also add a jade gemstone and sprinkle money drawing powder over the blend. Keep the bag with you at all times. There's one recipe in here that I really don't agree with, which is the bringing in money on a power level. And it says cut and hollow out a small hole on top of a nutmeg. Place mercury into the hole. Just stay away from mercury. Don't do this one. Melt a green candle over it until it covers the hole to seal it. When you are done, carry it with you. But once again, don't do this one. Like, we don't play with mercury over here. Like, for real though. Then he also has a money attraction bath, and you can also use it as a floor wash or a sprinkling powder for your home or business. And in the bath is peppermint, myrrh, sandalwood, frankincense, and rosemary. I think I would do it without the peppermint because I literally hate peppermint. No offense to peppermint, I just hate it. Then he has a prayer for money to the herb rue. You make an infusion of this herb and you sprinkle it at your doorway. So you make a tea of rue. And rue is also known as like herb of the beautiful girls. It was used for like terminations and different things. But you can also use it, I believe, for like cleanses. Just don't use too much of it. I can't remember what part of you it could potentially harm, but just don't use too much. You sprinkle the tea at your doorway and window frames, and you say the following prayer. Rue, green and perfumed, wherever you are placed, you bring luck. Your secret is as no other, and never shall you be in need. There is no other in comparison. You free us from all harm and bring us good fortune. For this reason I await your help, sprinkling your water at my door. For as it is opened, love and money shall enter. Amen. Next, we have one for love. There's a little pouch that you can make to attract love. It's a love charm. In a red pouch, carry a little of each herb mixed together. Couch grass, vervain, 2 tonka beans, vanilla bean, rosebuds, and lavender. Concentrate on what you want. Mix these and add a little attraction powder. Here's another one. Keep your man at home. Well, when I get one, he gonna stay home. When I use this little thing, he ain't leaving nowhere. Place a rose of Jericho in water and let it open. As soon as it is open, take it out. On a piece of parchment paper, write the name of your mate along with your intention. Place the rose of Jericho and parchment on a picture of you and your mate. Pour 1 ounce of stay-at-home oil and stay-at-home powder over these items. Let the rose of Jericho dry out. Place it in a red satin bag and keep it under your bed. Wait, hold up. There's a stay-at-home oil? Say no more. Let me go order some stuff. I'll be prepared when I get my man. It's like, oh, I have to go to work. You're not going anywhere. I'll actually go to work because we need money. But other than that, if it's not with your homeboys, you're not going anywhere. Unless you're going to work. Go make that money. So, bath to attract a new lover. If you're just sick of trying to keep your man at home or your woman at home and you're just like, you know what? You're being replaced. You're irreplaceable. This bath should make you more appealing to all those you encounter. Sage, peppermint, anise star, lavender, rose petals, safflower. Mix all herbs into 2 quarts of water and boil. Strain and place in a jar. Use about 1/2 cup per bath. Bathe with the mixture for 5 days. Then, if you have somebody that you want in particular, like me. Well, no, don't use my me. Like, you ain't gonna get me. Unless I like you. Take a mandrake root and carve the name of the person you wish to attract into the root. As you do this, tell it what you want to be done. Add red clover, rose, and a piece of willow. Wrap all the ingredients in a piece of red satin and place it under your bed. I'm just going to pretend this is a mandrake root. Put it under my bed. It's going to come to me. So yeah, finally, the last one would be like a Jinx removing bath, which is a 7 herbal bath. This herbal bath is good for Jinx removing as an uncrossing bath and as an unhexing bath. Basil, rose petals, lavender, bay leaves, chickweed, ash leaves, and mugwort. The bath is also good for sprinkling. First make it into a tea, then sprinkle. Can also be used as a floor wash. And we were talking about basil earlier too. Mugwort, you can use that for cleansing psychic tools and stuff. In this page, he has a list of the English and Spanish names of the herbs. So, ash tree is known as fresno. Balm looks like it's abejera. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, so I apologize if I'm butchering all of these words. Is garlic ajo? A-J-O. Is it ajo? Let's see. What is lemon balm? It doesn't have it on there. Lemongrass. Limon chio. I need to learn Spanish. But yeah, that's all I had to share with you guys. If you don't like drinking tea, you can use it in a bath. If you don't like taking like herbal baths, you can always make it into an oil or an incense or whatever. You can add these herbs to your candle. You can add them to little pouches. There's so much you can do with these different herbs. And I think this book is pretty good. It's straight to the point. It's not heavy. You can carry it with you. If you go to the grocery store, you go to the metaphysical store, the herbal store, and just gather up your stuff, and boom, it'll be on its way. Herbs are very powerful. Also, when you're making your tea, you can tell the tea what you want it to do. You be like, look, tea, this is what I'm trying to attract. How I do mine, hold on, I'm going to show you. Like, I have a bunch of herbs that would be related to like love and stuff, but I got them in powder form and I just mix it in my water. And when I'm drinking it, I'm visualizing what it is I want to attract. I'm drinking it. I'm drinking the power of the herbs, because as the herbs get into your body and coming out of your pores out into the world, you have the strength and affinity of that herb with you on a physical level. So hopefully you all learned something. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the herbs, and you can go out and see which herb is right for you, because there's always an herb that will resonate with whatever that you need or what you're trying to do. So, happy reading!